Hey y'all, good morning. You coming back, Jori? Hey, good morning, babies. Jori is sad?
No, Jaya.
You told her?
Because George went inside bed and he's crying now.
Why are you crying, baby?
He was just crying.
Come here, come talk to mama.
Because things are
Baby, why you tell her like that? Jori, we don't talk about that stuff like that. You have to be sensitive to other people's feelings. You okay? You okay? How you feel, baby? You sad about it? You
I
sad?
like when Lily was sucking my finger.
You like them? Well, Lily is okay. Lily's outside right now eating. Mommy has to go move Chance and finish cleaning out the area, okay?
Okay.
You want to go see him and say goodbye? Get your shoes on and some pants. Y'all get some shoes on and some pants. Put on the outside clothes, and then you all can see him. Jori, you have to be sensitive when you tell people about stuff like that, baby. Everybody. Some people are very sensitive. Jai is very sensitive. Guys, good morning. So don't pardon my appearance. I was in bed, asleep, and my mom came in the room to get me, and she said, "Hey, Chance isn't moving. You know, like what's going on?" And I, of course, hopped right out of bed, put on this, and came out here to see what was going on. So this is Postells on Acres, so we do film all raw footage and stuff like that. So if you're squeamish, look away. But so yeah, I came out here, and instantly, of course, when I saw him laying there, I knew he was deceased because obviously they have a goat house, and he sleeps in a goat house. He doesn't lay, and I could just tell the mannerism of like how his body position is. I'm just so confused. I'm so confused. I just looked at the cameras to see if there was any animals. We do have a cat who is living under our house, who literally has been living under our house for like 2 or 3 weeks at this point. And he or she comes out, we see him on the camera, and then they go run underneath the bushes of the house. And I guess it's just going, I don't know. Every time we come outside, the cat never walks out or anything. But I highly doubt that has anything to do with this. The door was closed, and we have a barrier in front of the door, and we had bags in front of the barrier. So there is no way to enter into it. Or even if a pack of animals came out to enter into it, all that stuff would have been out of whack, all over the place. And it was literally the way we left it. I don't know. Lily, she doesn't understand what's going on. Like the other chickens, instantly, they were all depressed. The 2 chickens that were left after the massacre were all depressed because they actively probably had to fight for their lives for sure. And then were left to see the body. So they were affected. She's not really affected. She keeps walking to him, and I think she thinks he's asleep. I don't think it's going to really hit her until we remove this body out of the gate, and then it's going to possibly hit her. And if you don't know, if you've never purchased a goat before, goats need to be purchased in pairs because goats they just need it emotionally. They need to be purchased in pairs. So I'm assuming when we do remove his body, first I was like, should we just leave his body there until today so we can figure out what we're gonna do? But obviously I don't think that's a good idea to leave an unalived goat. Oh, I see. I don't think that's a good idea to leave an unalived goat right there. So I was like, let me just get my gloves. I don't know what could have possibly happened. It's hot in Atlanta, but it's not that hot. I mean, like even right now it's like extremely cool. And then let me just show y'all. The area that the goats are in is it's like one of the most shaded places on the entire property. Like they're literally in a whole thing with trees, leaves, and all of that shading their entire area. So even when the sun is at its peak, they have an immense amount of shade. Furthermore, they get water all day long. We have bowls, cups, and we manually feed them all day long. Couldn't been anything like hunger wise, because as you can see, like, they still have some of the remnants of their food right all in this area right here, but they have a bin full of food. They be knocking it over and spilling it all over the place. You know, like, I don't know what happened. I genuinely don't know what happened. We just redid their bedding. They both still fit in here very comfortably. Hell, 3 goats can fit in here comfortably. We said once they got bigger, we would like get another dog house and sit it right beside. We were talking, more so I was talking and Jeremy was listening, but because he was like, girl, I said to him after a few weeks ago, I'm gonna show y'all his body in a second. I told him a few weeks ago when they were out and like they weren't eating all the grass of the land, somebody had DM'd me and was like, oh, you're gonna have to get bigger goats. Like, those are really small goats. Those are Nigerian goats. And I didn't really think about that, although they are finally eating grass and leaves and stuff like that. There's intentions behind everything that we buy or do for our property that's supposed to benefit us in the long run or even in the short term. Like the chickens, we obviously know they're for us to get their eggs. All the chickens are outside. We have not updated that. I will go take y'all to show all the chickens, the new baby chicks. They're huge now. Like, they grew really, really fast. And I need to remember the names of them in case y'all want to. Like, they're very protective. Like, we got 2 different chicks when I bought those last 4 chicks. And I told myself to write it down when I bought them, and I did not. And I can't be remembering. I'm really bad with human names, so these animal types. The only reason I remember the Nigerian dwarfs is because, I don't know, it's easy to remember that. So I know we have Nigerian dwarfs. In the form of types of chickens, we have a plethora at this point, and I kind of want to just keep it diverse because they all lay different eggs and have, you know, some are really extremely good egg layers and this, that, and the third. But anyways, I'll show y'all the chickens in a second. As far as what happened, we've turned his body over, and I'm about to go over there, and my daughters are here now. So give me my gloves, baby. My yellow gloves, Angel.
Come here, Jaya.
I don't know if I want to film this part. Jaya is not able to handle this. And I guess for the purposes, so Lily is now, she's starting to act up.
Jaya.
Hold on, my gloves are dirty. I should have left one off. Okay, hold on. So let me come and show you guys what's going on with, like I said, beware. If y'all don't want to see this, please fast forward.
But his eyes aren't open.
No, baby. Well, sometimes at the time of your passing, depending on how it happened, stay right there. Depending on how it happened, you can your eyes can still be open. So I tried to open his mouth. I tried to inspect him. His mouth is not open. This is like, y'all, I'm trying to get into it because at the end of the day, these are our animals, our pets. So I can't be, you know, I gotta be strong. But we inspected his body. There are literally like no bites, no blood. It's okay, baby. It's okay.
I see Dada. Now he's coming. He's running to the ground.
I don't see anything, you guys. I don't know. My mom, cause we found him on this rock. My mom was like, maybe he slipped on a rock. I'm like, no, I don't think that happens like that.
Huh?
I don't think we'll ever know. If you own goats or know anything about goats, then please.
Well, he's
feel
not.
Free to, like, let us know. I don't know. I don't know. I genuinely. Ugh.
Daddy, why are you holding that?
Like, there's literally no bite. He's a big guy. His tongue is kind of hanging out, but I guess when goats pass away, you can't get their mouths back open. So it's not allowing me to open his mouth to see if something is in there. But I mean, I guess at this point, there's nothing else for us to do but to move his body and see about replacing the companion for Lily. So we're gonna have to do that expeditiously because we don't want her out here depressed. And then I don't know if goats can what their emotions are when they're depressed.
For you, Daddy.
What you think it was?
I'm not sure. I don't see any bites. I don't see no blood. I don't see literally absolutely nothing. He couldn't have been dehydrated as much as he drinks. He couldn't have been hungry as much as he eats. I don't know. He couldn't have been hot. It's very shaded over here. And goats should be able to sustain that. I have no, I'm gonna.
No, I don't think it was like a sickness or something.
No. I think it has symptoms of being sick.
Heart disease, something like that.
Heart disease? What, a goat?
I don't know, cause you know, I mean, we ain't got no paper. So animals still do gotta go to the hospital and get treated and do all stuff like that too, though.
Yeah, but she said if we ever saw like a symptom of something, it would be basically in their poop. His poop is the right poop.
Yeah, it's sad.
I mean,
Jori, are you still sad?
I don't know how burying and unaliving works. That's kind of.
Oh, you have to use a shovel.
I know, baby, how burying works, but I'm saying like if we bury a unalived goat, I don't know if it's gonna decay and create an odor on our property. I don't know about those things. I thought you have to bomb or embalm bodies, and we don't have the tools to do that. So I think our best bet is to discard of him. And like, I'm gonna call the lady and ask her.
Mom,
Because
how do you
apparently-
bury a goat? Keesha.
Yes.
Keesha.
Yes. So I think maybe she does know. I don't know. I'm not sure.
She know because she was up. That's where she was at when I came in this morning.
You ever think he like starved?
No, he on the grass on the floor.
Yeah, he ate good yesterday.
We give him get grass every day. All this grass still left. He couldn't have starved. His belly big as crap. If anything, he overeating.
Yeah,
Trying to
he
eat
eat
good,
good.
baby.
He eat good.
Daddy, you remember what?
So you gonna put water in this?
You got a bug.
Well, I'm gonna put water in there.
All the way over
Where's the
there.
green thing? Because I need to clean it off one more time. Where the green
But now we know.
water that I just brought over here? I'm gonna clean that off one more time. Get emotional again. I think my number one thing is figuring out another goat to get. Because if we leave out of this area and she realizes that body's not over there,
Mommy,
she may be hooping and hollering
All day.
all day.
Dig a hole out, Mommy.
Yeah, because she was screaming.
I'm digging a hole.
Because they start eating as early as my mom gets her around like 7 something, and they don't stop eating until around 8 something. So it could have been a food or a water thing. I don't know. The poop, they said, look at the poop. All the poop has always been normal. I don't even want to try to keep guessing because I'm not a doctor. But let's just get the other water. What container I just brought that over?
Right there.
9 this morning.
We just put this one.
You know, the chickens, it took them a while to get back emotionally okay to like continue. But I've been watching most of my entire feed is either wedding stuff or farm life. Literally, that's it. Or God stuff. So it's wedding, godly stuff, and farm life. And then I also joined a group about for people who got chickens and goats and farm animals. And every day I'm waking up and people are posting pictures of their deceased animal. Like, oh, I don't. Yeah, we putting the grass over there. I was like, oh, I don't know what happened. And they show us a picture, and I was almost about to unfollow it because it's just some of them be having bloody, gory type stuff all over it. Some of them just be, you know, just the body, and you don't really know. It's like I woke up and found 6 of my chickens gone, and there's no holes in the thing, and there's no blood, and I don't know what happened. Somebody help me. And people just, I haven't seen goats, you know, I wake up with a goat yet. I mostly see the chickens and some other type of animal I was seeing. I can't remember off the top of my head, but maybe I didn't pay attention to the goats, and they keep putting in the chicken stuff on my algorithm because that's when I joined it. It was for me to, it wasn't a grief group, but it was a way for me to process the grief of losing the chickens. But now at this time, I'm gonna actually go and see if there's anything about goats. But I'm also about to reach out to the lady we purchased the goats from, because she owns, I don't even know how many acres. Like, she had a certain amount of acres where she sells the her goats and whatever else she sells, chickens, eggs, whatever. And then she has protected acres somewhere with her family, so we don't get to walk those acres, you guys. But it was just beautiful to hear about it. She's like, yeah, I think she was like, we have like 15 more acres, and that's where we have our main animals. So typically everything since we've gotten the goats, we've called or messaged her, because she's been super helpful. So one, I gotta ask her. I really don't want to start over with the new baby goat, because feeding them that milk is no joke, and you gotta have time. And although we do have someone always here to feed the goat the milk when we were doing milk, because we switched over to water a few weeks ago. But even with doing the milk, like it's not like we can sit the milk out, like how we can sit the water out, sit the food out, do this, do that, or sit grass out, add the grass, add the pellets. We can't do that with the milk. You got to actually do that. And also the purpose of goats is we are going to eventually, we're not trying to like breed goats or anything like that on our property, but we do want to do the goat milk. We do want to use them as far as like eating the grass. We do want to, all the other benefits that you can use with the goat milk. So Lily is still here, so that, you know, she's still, you know, she was the girl. We still decided to get a boy just in case we did want to like breed and sell, but it wasn't like a main goal or priority. Come on, Lily. Hey, so we did get some updates about the situation. I'm in the middle of editing and I realized I did not actually film and share. So I was like, let me just do a quick voiceover on some of the extra footage we had. But yeah, so pretty much we spoke to the person that we bought him from to kind of like ask, you know, the commonalities between, you know, sudden deaths of Nigerian dwarf goats. And she said it's not common, but there are some things that, you know, to be mindful of. And she said that he could have eaten something that was poisonous, which we don't think, because obviously you all can look in, you know, his environment and see like there's really not too many plants that he can get his hands on, and they don't really come out often and eat around our land. Like, they're very picky eaters. Like, they only eat the hay that we bought, so we don't think that's an issue. And then also from like bloating or a snake bite, we didn't see any snakes in the, of course, I don't know, they could slither through the gate that you guys see that they're fenced in, but I didn't see any bite marks to my naked eye. I guess they would have to do an autopsy. And then the whole bloat thing, I don't really know about that. I looked on Google as well for some other things, and it's just all over the place. I think we'll just never know. We'll just have to, okay, y'all, pray for his soul. Let's check on the chickens that we still have not named, except for Raphael, Tia, and Davion. Because Davion, in case y'all don't know the reference, Davion was Tia and Tamir's best friend on the show Sister Sister. Hey, Raphael. Hey, big man. Rafi. Hey, buddy. So we got him. We got a batch of food. They got a container of food that they got to stick their head into. They got 2 things of water out here. And yeah, so we're actually about to go and purchase the little bedding things for the inside, because Tia, well, she still won't be laying eggs today or tomorrow, but by next month she should have her nesting pad. So we're gonna get that. And we still do have our other goat house, but we never transferred Lily and Chance out there, because we just figured like we're not using that area, because that's where they are. Like, they're all the way up there. Hold on, it's not focused, but yeah, they're all the way up there. And I said, well, you know what, this is already a gate, and they already have shelter in the gate, and they kind of like to, you know, goats like to see stuff and, you know, be all in a mix. Well, our goats did. So, and it was just a pleasure being outside and being able to see them and then let them out and blah blah blah. So I was just like, let's just leave them in there. And then I told Babe we could put the chickens in there. But when we brought them down here to this area, he said we should leave them in the coop for now because of the holes. He didn't want a fox to be able to hop up there or do anything. Like, they couldn't really do nothing to the goats being in there. But since you can't see anything, I was like, let's opt out. So we are gonna bring, y'all can't see it because of the color of it, but y'all can kind of see the little roof part on top of it. But we're gonna bring all that. Jeremy has to come and finish weed whacking all of this. He has a new landscaping company, so he's been doing a lot of projects lately with landscaping and pressure washing. So he has not really had all the time, and then the one day he did kind of have off yesterday, he was so tired. So hopefully he can get out here today and get all of this stuff kind of out. The chickens do want to come and forage through this, but hell, it may be a snake. Y'all hear all that? We don't know what may come out of this. So I always come down here with my nice little boots and long pants. Y'all hear Lily? She's not happy. She's not a happy camper. Oh, I don't know what to do because I don't want her to be crying all day. Oh, and it sounds like she's crying because I know my babies, like, they talk to us all day long. Like, you can hear them talking. They tell us when they're hungry. They tell us when they're thirsty. But this is her sad and defeat. Oh, this is what's going to make me cry. We're going to have to go get a replacement goat today or tomorrow. Because it sounds like she's crying. Like, y'all hear that? She's crying. She's like, I don't want to be alone. Hey, Lily, baby. Hey, baby. You don't want to be left alone? You don't want to be left alone? Cute self. She okay when we come back over here? Oh, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was editing and I noticed I did not even end the vlog. So I did that voiceover for nothing because I want to properly end the vlog with all of this, because I know a lot of people are going to have questions. You guys have seen us become amateur farm owners, homesteaders, whatever you want to categorize us. We have been very clear that we are first time farmers or landowners and anything, and a lot of people feel like you should do it like piece by piece, but I feel like with the proper knowledge and research, anything can be done. Like, we have grown a lot of our herbs and vegetables. They're still growing in. Obviously, they take time, but we have done a great job. Actually, I'll be doing a garden update very soon. I've actually been harvesting so many things, and I've been filming it on my phone. Like, I'll have Jeremy film me doing it, and then I haven't filmed it on a camera. But anyways, I'll do an update of what's going on with the garden very soon. But we have a lot of great progress. There's only one thing, which I'll talk about in that video, that I think it's a fail, but for the most part, we've gotten great success with that. We can't really help what happened to the chickens. Like, you know, we can't help that a predator came in the middle of the night and attacked our chickens. Those things happen so often. Like I said, I'm a part of a whole freaking chicken group, and every morning I'm seeing like the most craziest, horrific stories, and it just kind of comes with the territory. And then, like, this is a very unfortunate thing with the goats. However, this is what I will say. We only relied on human knowledge when it came to, and that was the human that we actually purchased the goat from. So we kind of pretty much asked her, like, hey, what do the goats need to be drinking? And after a few weeks, I was asking her, like, hey, when do we stop this and transition into water? Like, they're literally eating us out of a house and a home. Like, they were literally on those milk bottles for a very, very, like I said, they literally just weaned off those milk bottles. And she had already, remember, there were 3 goats when we first bought the goats, and we chose the 2 that we wanted. So I was like following up to see the progress of the other goat as well that was there. And I was like, hey, is she eating stuff? Because we were introducing the food, they refused to eat it. We would take them outside, they refused to eat the grass. Like, they really only wanted milk. And I was like, I don't know if we just spoiled them so much. But also with animals, like, when they have other older animals on the property, it's very easy to like figure out this is what I'm supposed to be doing, because they have an example, whereas our goats came home, like she has a whole farm of goats and all these other animals there. So her baby goats are able to look at the big goats and kind of see how the program is supposed to be going on. Whereas now, thankfully, Lily is still here. And she's doing okay today, you guys. But thankfully Lily is still here. So when we do get the new goats, and then, like I said, we're kind of contacting like several different people right now, discussing prices and going over like if we get a girl or boy, kind of what I was putting in a voiceover. But like I said, I forgot I didn't even end the vlog at all. So here we are at my bunny, y'all. But I did want to say this. I want to give a shout out to Novella Farm. And that's because I decided, like, let me go and actually look up, like, Nigerian dwarf goats, the ones that we have, in comparison to some of the other goats that other people are sending me. And we're kind of, like, trying to be optimistic to not just have to get another Nigerian dwarf goat. Like, people are like, oh, I have this goat, oh, I have that goat. And I'm like, well, does that pair well with a Nigerian dwarf goat? And blah, blah, blah. And, of course, people are going to be willing to have those conversations if we decide to move forward with purchasing. But I was like, you know what, and then I literally found the perfect video. And this guy kind of spills it out really, really well. He talked about in the beginning stages of him having all these goats. And he has a lot of goats. He lost a lot of goats due to illnesses and things like that because of, like, the food and nutrition and deficiencies and this, that, and the third. And we can't 100% know because we did not get an autopsy with Chance. But he kind of spoke about like how it's raining so much. Like, he's in Florida, so he was like, it rains so much here. So like, I did know goats do not like muddy like environments and stuff like that. That's, you know, why we end up getting a goat house to like have an actual house for them. But then we decided to keep them in the fence that we had because they could literally still fit in the doghouse thing. Like, they both perfectly fit. So I'm like, well, let's not move them out. Like, they love being in this little area, and then maybe we can just make this the goat area. Nonetheless, he goes really, really deep into, I think our goats are spoiled. Like, we're still feeding them like babies for the most part. Like, they will eat the grass like you guys saw earlier, but we have to bottle feed them every single day, 3 times a day, and sometimes a little bit in between. And we put the water out for them, and we'll come, and I've seen them try to a few times, but they really were like, feed me my bottle, mama. Like, they were, and I'm like, damn, like maybe, and I'm like, well, maybe if we just don't do it and force them to have to do it like that. But y'all, our goats were spoiled. But anyway, so he kind of shows like what he did, which luckily we have all those items already here. We had the pellets, we had the hay, and we didn't have the bucket for the water, but we had like the bowl for the water. So I was like, you know what, let me go get a bucket. Like, I don't know, I'm just gonna get everything he has in the video. So I'm also thinking about like covering the entire ground that the goats are in. As you guys could kind of see the clips earlier, if you like scroll back, like I think we probably need to cover the entire ground with something for them. If you have goats or have any knowledge, like I said, this is not the time to come and crucify us in the comments. That doesn't do anything. It's not going to bring the Chans back. It doesn't bring the chickens back. It won't bring a dead vegetable back, if a vegetable died or something. This is the time to like just pour into us and just tell us any knowledge that you have, because like I said, there's no one in my life that does farming, and as well as Jeremy, there's no one in his life that does farming. So we're literally doing this, and we don't want to take years on end to do stuff. And like, I just feel like it's either we're going to be all in or we're not. Like, if we're going to do the farm thing, like we got to be all in. We don't want to baby step it and stuff like that, especially like I said, when we have other people to like kind of just say, hey, yeah, do it like this. And that's why I've joined the groups. That's why I look at the reels and stuff like that. But I did most of my groups and reels and all that stuff is 90%, 95% really of chicken life, and not more so goats specifically, because I feel like the goats were just so much easier. And like I said, we're not trying to really get them to a point where like we're like breeding goats for a living. Like, that's not our goal. Like, our goal is to get a good quality production of milk and do things like that. And of course with the land, like I keep saying, I know I'm repeating myself, but yeah, so it was just kind of like make sure they eat, and then like their temperaments are very mild temperaments and very playful. So it was like really easy being a goat owner until Chance passed away. That's why I was like, wait, what happened? Because we didn't notice any different signs within him, and I feel bad because I didn't even see him his last day of life. I heard him, and I like every time I get in a car, I did see him from where my car is, but I didn't like hug him that day. Like I hugged him the day before that, which that's a little sad. But you know, now I was like, you know what, let me make sure, because you just never know. You never know out there with this farm life. But you got to be strong. Like after the whole chicken thing happened, I just really prayed and just told myself, like, I got to be strong with this, because, you know, these things can just happen like when you have farm animals. Like it's just like when you are a doctor and you do surgery, like until you're in that world and you're losing patients, like you just don't, you got to kind of get strong with certain things. But anyways, nonetheless, I loved his video, and one thing that I do notice in his thing, like as far as like the rain was concerned, although I'm in Georgia, in case you guys want to know, like we're in Atlanta, Georgia, it has been raining like almost every single day. And although they have that doghouse to keep themselves like shielded from like the rain when it's actually going, like coming down, like when they come back out, their entire area is still like becoming like every other day is like a muddy mess, because it's so rainy here. Like it's super rainy. It's been raining, like if you're in Georgia, you know what I'm talking about. Like it's raining every freaking day. I finally think we have a break. So it's been drying up, and then like they're in a shaded area, so it does not like absorb as quickly. So I think, I'm just going over things, and I just want to be more preventative, even though we don't know. I'm just like, okay, well, let me just take some further actions just to be more preventative than anything. So with that being said, I think I need to get some stuff for the ground, or at least parts of the ground. So, and then I did find out Jeremy took Chance's body to an actual animal thing yesterday, in case anybody's wondering, like, whatever happened, like, how did you dispose of him? So yeah, and then they cremated him, and they asked us, do we want his remains, which he said no. He didn't even call me and tell me, but I would have told him no as well, because I don't know, that just kind of makes me anxious. It just makes me anxious. Like I don't know, but yeah, so we didn't take his remains, and that's just gonna be that. But yeah, so there's that. If y'all have any suggestions about anything as far as like grass, like, or things to put down on the bottom, I know Tractor Supply, because we've been going to Tractor Supply for every single thing, and I bought the bedding that's in their bedding area, but I was like, I don't want to put bedding all around the ground. Like, isn't that kind of weird? Like, I don't want them to put, so just let me know. He did say something about he does dry. I gotta fast like rewind the video back, but he said something about, since it rains so much in Florida, his area is like dry. He did like a dry something method. So I'm gonna see what that is, because he didn't actually show it. So maybe I Google that and they'll tell me before the comments even are able to be shown. But still, let me know. I love y'all, and that's gonna be the end of this video. And yeah, like I said, pray for us, pray for Lily most importantly, because she's the one who took the biggest loss. That was her best friend, and she loved him so freaking much, and he loved her so freaking much. He was super obsessed with Lily. So the girls are asking us, since they've been up, like, oh, can we go get another go? Can we get another go? We want another go. We want another go. So we're just trying to prioritize that. But anyways, I just had to come on here and talk to y'all about that. I love y'all, and I'll see you guys in the next Postells on Acres.